Trump is the greatest president?
Absolutely. I mean, look.
You think he's the greatest president of all time?
Oh, I think absolutely he's the greatest president. I mean, look at he's brought all these wars to an end, 8 wars in there, and he's protecting our country from being nuked.
What were the 8 wars he stopped?
I don't know them all offhand, but he stopped them over.
Yeah, do you know? Can you name a couple?
Fact. Tell him, Gail.
Well, yeah. What were the wars that he stopped?
Go. Other countries. Talk to him. I'll think of them.
Yeah, just one war that he stopped?
I can't think of one now.
Yeah. He says it. He says it.
Yeah. But he is.
But we can't name one. Can't name one. All right. Thank you.
Well, there you have it. In a continuous stream of BS.
And I'm proud to be the first president in decades who started no new wars. That's very good. No new wars. Instead, I brought our troops back home.
He formed a team of loyalists. They'd help chart a different direction than the one he'd promised.
They parrot the president's talking points, but don't care to fact check a single thing that comes out of his mouth.
I could care less about health care. I haven't had health care in 20 years. I could care less about it.
You haven't had health care in 20 years?
No.
I
don't go to the doctor.
You just don't go to the doctor?
And I'm 62 years old. I'm just fine.
But would you like to go to the doctor if you had it for free?
No, I wouldn't want it for free.
You wouldn't want free health care?
No. If I got it, I'd want to pay for it.
What? Why? Why wouldn't?
Because I don't want nothing for free. What kind of world does people get shit for free? That's just ignorant.
Well, there's, you pay taxes into a system.
Nobody deserves anything for free.
Nobody deserves anything for free?
Nobody deserves anything for free.
What about public libraries, roads?
That isn't from the government. If it was from the government, no, we shouldn't have it.
That's from the government.
The roads are from the government. The government should do the roads. That isn't free. We're paying taxes for it.
Right. Well, you could pay taxes for health care.
Well, I don't want to.
The irony of calling someone else ignorant after stating this is breathtaking. According to KFF.org, by 2000, health expenditures reached about $1.4 trillion, and in 2023, the amount spent on health care tripled to $4.9 trillion. In the first year of COVID, health spending accelerated by 10.4%, even as the use of healthcare dropped. In addition, by 2023, out-of-pocket spending reached $1,514 per person. Oh, and what did the cultists say about Dear Leader having a third term?
If he just decided to run, said, I don't care about the Constitution, would you still vote for him?
I can't imagine him saying that.
Okay. You think he'd try and go through the process and rewrite the rules?
We'll see.
He put on a hat that said Trump 2028. What are your thoughts? Do you want him to run in 2028?
If he's got the strength and the gumption to do it, and legally it can be done.
It can't be done legally.
Well, we'll see. I believe Eric.
It is against the Constitution.
I believe Eric, whatever. That's beside the point.
But it's not. The 22nd Amendment to the Constitution quite literally reads, no person shall be elected to the office of the president more than twice, and no person who has held the office of the president or acted as president for more than 2 years of a term to which some other person was elected president shall be elected to the office of the president more than once. And remember this message with gas prices?
This is a short-term disruption for the long-term gain.
Short-term pain for the long-term gain.
Short-term pain be for long-term gain.
We're going to have some short-term pain with long-term gain.
Short-term pay for a long-term gain.
Some short-term pain, yes, but we've got some long-term gain. Short-term spike for a long-term gain.
Some short-term pain for American consumers.
We may have to deal with that in the short term.
Short-term and temporary.
Temporary short-term pain.
It's going to suck in the short term.
Some short-term pain.
Short-term pain. We have to focus on the short-term.
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 Short-term and long-term.
Short-term left.
They're still high. And MAGA just doesn't care, which is really incredible. Or they just move the goalposts.
I don't like the higher gas prices, but for the short term, I guess you got to suck it up and take it.
I don't think Trump has anything to do with this. I think they're just doing this to make him look bad.
Who?
The liberals.
who's doing raising the gas prices to make Trump look bad?
Who do you think is? I don't know. I have no idea.
You don't think it has anything to do with Iran?
Huh?
Trump doesn't control the gas prices.
That's true. He doesn't just control the gas prices.
Right. But they've gone up since the war in Iran.
Everything's gone up. I mean, the trucks got to pay for their gas, and it gets to the consumer, which is us, you know.
Do you blame Trump for that?
No.
I don't care about the gas prices.
Let's also just remind everybody watching this piece, shall we? From Yahoo Finance, gas prices jumped from $2.98 to $4.10 per gallon after Trump's Iran military strike briefly sent crude above $100 a barrel. They continue. Every trip to the pump reminds consumers how quickly geopolitical events can ripple through household budgets.
When you're negotiating with Iran, Mr. President, to what extent are Americans' financial situations motivating you to make a deal?
Not even a little bit. The only thing that matters when I'm talking about Iran, they can't have a nuclear weapon. I don't think about American financial situation.
He said it. In turn, let's keep tabs on our corporate overlords, their stock increases, and how their revenue has also gone way up because of the geopolitical conflicts that were forced by the Trump administration. Wrote Newsweek, ExxonMobil posted $14.5 billion in profit for the 3 months, which ended on June 30th, more than double the comparable period last year. Chevron's net income, meanwhile, came in 380% higher than the same quarter last year, which was $12.1 billion. So, yay for capitalism, am I right?
Billionaires pay more in taxes?
You should pay dollar for dollar the same as everybody else.
So yes, because they hide a lot of that in property and things like that.
Who are you to say somebody hides something? You're ridiculous.
It's true. A lot of billionaires do that. So
they might, but are you a billionaire?
No.
Are you hiding money?
No.
Well, then you should shut up about it.
But you shouldn't be. If that's basically robbing from everyone else if the billionaires aren't paying taxes.
If you can prove they're not paying taxes, prove it. But until then, don't say a word about it.
This is what just really grinds my gears. You have someone who is saying, I don't want people to have health care. I go to the doctor whenever I please. And then he says, are you a billionaire? How do you know that they're hiding stuff? How would you know any of that? How would you possibly know that that's what they're doing? My guy, all it takes is one Google search from a smartphone that you have. That is all that it takes. He is bootlicking and excusing the malpractice of billionaires. While he is in line to watch someone lie and enrich themselves by deceiving him. Remarkable.